So for this next one, ladies and gentlemen, I remember, hearing about the story a while back when it still happened. Like, it was so unbelievable, right? I was really slow to kind of taking what's going on seriously. In my head, I kind of assumed it must be one of those dead internet concepts again, right? Where it's like it can't be real or whatever the case. I don't know, bro. Like, I find myself like a trillion miles away from the environments wherein these things happen. But then, now that it's been confirmed that we are absolutely looking at pure evil whenever you look at this man's eyes right here, D4VD, that is. If you know, you know. But it's just a psychological analysis by Jay Wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get deep into a killer's psychology. You know what I'm saying? So this one is not for the overly sensitive. You know what I'm saying? That's a little disclaimer. If you're not into this kind of content, I mean, we breaking down D4VD. Y'all know the story, everything, the details. Let's see it though.
Now the truth is I've digressed from all the feelings, so it's forever though. But my mama's son is missing. Ain't no telling, do they love or did they kill him? The dominoes have fallen, we can't go back to beginning. This existential crisis, the reason I cannot keep competing and keep on living. So it's back against the world. Seeing all your value once you dealt with all the
REWAD. I don't know whether to classify homie as a serial killer, but a serial killer would have to be just like having a series of killings that they have committed, right? Is that not how it works? Okay, my sound just came my sound came in a little too late on that one, but yo, hopefully I sound better. Yo, the people that are outside my door are still there, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's the people from next door, basically. Yeah, they having the time. I think they're off of work or some shit like that. So, alright, lucky them though. You know what I'm saying? They having a little bit of a vibe. But the thing is, it's outside my door. Goddammit! Like, what the you're like just, you know what I'm saying? You're obstructing my. Is it obstructing? But yeah, you're taking people's attention away from what I want to have going on my shit. But anyway, y'all, it is what it is. So good, we can still make it work. I feel like it shouldn't be too bad. Come on, bro. Is it that bad? Say it in the comments right now if it's that bad. I'll go outside right now, tell these motherfuckers what's up. Tell these motherfuckers stop right now. And you know what I'm saying? It's all about us. It's all about you and me right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, side B with it. Side B, still breaking down the psychological effects, psychological development that ended up influencing this man to see the world in the worst way ever. I don't know, to a point where he felt it's okay to do what we know him for at this point. You know what I'm saying? Which is just pure evil, pure negativity, pure absolute degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Yeah, we were still by just like how he came up, early childhood development, things like that, the effects of just him being homeschooled, alienated from the rest of society, things like that, isolated, from the homeschooling programs and things like that, and how he saw it, not just like as this thing of, okay, I'm being protected from the rest of the world, or whatever the parents' reasoning for putting him in homeschool was, right? He got to explaining how that affected him like really negatively, and we here on this channel together with Jay Wisdom, because this is a Jay Wisdom channel, breaking all this information down, right? There we go, right there. Jay Wisdom, y'all go tap in if y'all see any points of interest, anything like that. But yeah, from this point of view, you know what I'm saying, we see how he ended up making the decisions that he ended up making. That's making him pure monstrous. You see what I mean? And so now I feel like we're about to get into the deeper details of his current or recent deeds that made him the monster that we know him to be right now.
In private, he could be this antisocial kid with dark fantasies.
Yeah.
In interviews, he could sound smart and sophisticated.
That's it.
And on TikTok, he could do his best to be relatable and goofy to his audience.
Yes, and we just broke down the fact that it's all of this that the movie Split. I don't know if people know the movie Split. Y'all might be familiar with the you know, idea, or the medical term DID, dissociative identity disorder. So homie also had that whole kind of thing going on where he had these multiple disorders, well, these multiple identity disorders, where he felt the need to put on the forefront these identities instead of putting his pure self to, you know what I'm saying, forward in reality, to, you know, for people to engage with him personally as his pure self. No, he had to just put up these fronts of these four characters that we then learned that he would develop, right? The Tommy, the antagonist, David D4VD, that's his music name, whatever. He had a gaming character, a gaming persona. You see what I'm saying? He had the gaming joint, and then he had, what was the fourth one again? The fourth, like it was some weird character, but yeah.
That ability to switch became something
So
that we
he
now
switched,
potentially
yeah.
know might have helped him deal with the consequences of his future actions.
Okay, let's see it.
According to prosecution documents, David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez first made contact.
Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Let's introduce her real quick. He's gonna do more of a job introducing her, but at the same time, this is my reaction channel, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out, I still got a yap on as well. You know what I'm saying? Pause the thing, yap the thing. You know what I'm saying? This was what you here for. Anyway, yeah, Celeste Hernandez, Rivas Hernandez. So, well, you know what I'm saying? That was the girl that he was involved with, who was #1 underaged as fuck. You know what I'm saying? To be involved with him, to be engaging with him. And then she was really super underage, and he, you know, he kind of like used her via these dark fantasies that he had going on, and the material that he had in his music that would just like accentuate these dark fantasies and detail more of these dark fantasies, right? I feel like this girl that he was involved with was the real life subject matter, you know what I'm saying, the example, so to speak. It's crazy. It's
Contact
crazy.
online in January 2022 when she was 11 years old
11.
and he was 16. This reportedly happened on Fortnite, which
Yeah.
would be consistent with how David got his social interaction when he was homeschooled.
Cool.
The prosecution documents confirm a physical relationship began in November 2023 when Celeste was 13 and David was 18.
18.
So they
Damn,
knew each
5
other
years.
online for almost 2 years before ever becoming intimate.
Yeah.
This is purely my opinion based on available context and evidence, but I'd ever becoming intimate. David was 18. So they knew each other online for almost 2 years
For almost 2 years before becoming intimate. So 2 years would be what? She was 11 and what, David was 16? No. What the hell? Are you blacked out again, gang? Oh my god, bro. It's like I have to resuscitate you back to life every time, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Come on, gang. You gotta, man, come on, man. What? Are you like tired, or are you on something like some sort of substance or whatever? I mean, all of us be on some substances from time to time, gang, but you be doing this, bro. It might be like too much, right? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, it might be too much, man. Right? It might be too intense for you. But yeah, as I said though, 2 years before even kicking it with one another officially, right? She was 13 and he was 18. See what I'm saying? 2 years before that, she was 11, he was 16. Crazy work. Okay, atrocious work, bro. That's wow. An 11-year-old, bro. No,
before ever becoming intimate. This is purely my opinion based on available context.
bro. I remember being in school. Hold on. Damn. I remember being in school, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? These kind of dynamics are so weird. I don't know if any of y'all like bumped into this sort of dynamic, bro. Like, this was really like IRL, bro. In real life, in my high school, there was this one guy. Now, I was in a combined school, so the thing is combined. It's like primary school and high school. But then when I was in high school, I went to the high school of that school. But the school itself is a combined school. So there was this one girl, bro. Well, she was like a tall girl. I'm saying, hold on, bro. This girl was... So me, I was friends with this guy who was dating this girl. This girl was a tall girl, right? And as I said, it was in combined school. Nah, this is the wrong scene. It was a combined school. So it was all the way from pre-grade 1. So grade R. I don't know what y'all call that from where you from. So yeah, grade 0. You know what I'm saying? It's argument's sake. So it starts from grade R all the way till grade 12, right? Matric. So the last phase of high school. And so I was in grade 9, you know what I mean? I had this friend in grade 9. I had this friend in grade 9, right? His older brother was in grade 11. You know what I'm saying? So his older brother was like 17. This girl that I'm telling you about was that guy's girlfriend, right? The 17-year-old's girlfriend. She was in grade 6 again, right? That's what, middle school level, depending on where you're from. She was in grade 11, gang. No, she was 11 turning 12, so she was in grade 6. You see what I'm saying? That was so crazy to me. I was like, no way. Yo, I was like, bro, it felt comfortable. I remember when I had this girlfriend, right? I was dating this girlfriend. I was in like grade 8, I think. I was, yeah, I just had gotten in high school. I was like 14, and I think she was a year and a half under me or some shit like that, younger than me, right? And we were like, it was this whole infatuation thing, like crushing, because another thing, she was like at a distance at another school, right? The school that I come from, basically. So she was like still in primary school. I come from primary school going into high school, so it wasn't really like dating, going out. We would literally just see each other in school. That's why things ended up going nowhere, because we were in different schools now. I was in high school, so it was like literally just kicking it while we were, you know, at school with one another. I wouldn't even conceptualize, yo, going to her crib or having her come into my crib. Number one, we both have parents. We live under our parents' roofs. You know what I'm saying? So how would anything beyond just kicking it with one another at school happen? You see what I'm saying? So the only thing, and the fact that little a year and a half gap, it freaked me out, gang. I thought like, damn, this is weird. Like, what are we doing? But it's one of those things where it's like, you also become curious, especially when, you know, the whole dynamic is initiated by somebody that really likes you. Like, she really, you know what I'm saying? She was into me. I was like, damn, this is how it feels when somebody into you like that, bro. Is this it, bro? Hold on, let me, what? Do I buy her a chocolate now? Like, and it literally just be that, and phone calls, you know, because we couldn't go visit each other at each other's crib. But that was like that little situation I had going on. I was freaked out, but just like a year and a half gap, bro. Motherfuckers like 6-7 years, bro, apart. Niggas still in school. Now, as adults, bro, I see with my 15-20 year gaps, gang. Y'all see it too. And it's like, hey, this is what it is. Motherfuckers is adults. But at that age, at that tender age, bro, come on, evidence. Gang.
But I don't believe David sought out Celeste in a predatory form, looking for a minor specifically because that's what physically attracted him. The fact he was only 16 at the time and was being homeschooled makes it completely plausible that the relationship began as some kind of intense online companionship, where he was just happy to talk to someone, with age not being one of his concerns. I believe they started off as friends who confided in each other, made jokes, and wasn't started off in any inappropriate nature. What changed it is the question. The evidence that the prosecution are bringing forward documents a pattern that David was grooming Celeste in stages that got gradually more intense. The first thing he did was make her feel special. He released a romantic homicide music video on Celeste's birthday. He then recorded a song titled Celeste in December 2023, expressing deep personal obsession, and he continually maintained her presence in his Discord server. The song Celeste.
So Celeste herself was literally incorporated within this guy's real music, like his music writing and his fantasies that he shares on his music. That's crazy.
References.
So it's like literally the ritual was perfecting itself, right? Damn. It's like the ritual was coming, you know, to life, because he probably was on this kind of fantasization like long ago, right? Pre this situation here with Celeste. But then at the same time, it's like, yo, now that I have this girl officially within my orbit, right? Celeste. Now, you know, the character on these songs has a name now and an identity. That is, damn.
The girl with my name tattooed on her chest, a detail that subsequently materialized in reality when Celeste had his name tattooed on her finger and shared it in the Discord server in July 2024.
Oh yeah, and he had the same
tattoo. He also
never
publicly posted her on social media, but would post pictures where she's present but not identifiable, or captioning posts referencing having a girlfriend.
So he, at that point, he must have knew then that what I'm doing is crazy. What I'm doing is like out of pocket. Let me get the fuck on, right? Let me stop this, basically. So he knew that, and that's why he like Yeah, would he hide her face?
To show his fans he was in a relationship, which gave his romantic music credibility. Another thing he did was use financial control. Prosecution documents confirmed that after Celeste's parents removed her phone from her in February 2024, David drove to Lake Elsinore, where she lives, and paid a classmate $1,000 to provide Celeste with a new phone he had purchased so that they could maintain contact. This was done after law enforcement had directly informed him that she was a third.
What is that, financial coercion? But at that point, it's like, oh my God, plus they all impressionable and things like that. Celeste is that like super impressionable age, dog. And he's at the point where he understands, well, he is also impressionable, but he understands how to use it on somebody else. Because he's a little bit groomed than Celeste, right? So he's like, nah, dog, I think she's like freshly into this adolescent stage, right? She's super impressionable. Let me just like do this whole little phone thing.
13-year-old runaway.
Coercion,
despite
right?
her parents and law enforcement trying to stop David from connecting with her, he chose to go around them anyway. He then isolated her from her family and support system.
Now that's crazy.
There's debate on whether Celeste had the best home life in the first place, but David definitely capitalized on that and took advantage of her vulnerability.
Now, let's clarify that real quick. Like, this Celeste girl, bro, like, apparently she did not have a straight home life too. At 12 years old, she was talking about running away. Like, these are the stories about her on, like, she ran away from home at 12 years old, gang. 12 years old, gang. How are you treating a baby for that baby to be like, yo, I want to be away from here? And that baby is, you know, old enough to be able to talk and see some sort of solution according to her, you know, inexperienced mind, immature mind, you know, to eventually make the decision to like literally get away. So what's happening in that family? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's degenerate in itself, but we're not excusing the fact that, you know, this guy David did capitalize off the fact that, yo, it's an unstable family situation. So if I can like maybe provide some sort of stability for her in whatever sense, right? In whatever degenerate sense too, then it's like, you know, I can have some sort of control over her, of which is what he wanted, right? Clearly.
Throughout 2024, the prosecution documents confirm that Celeste spent significant time at David's Hollywood Hills residence, accompanied him to Las Vegas, London, and Texas, and was repeatedly reported missing by her family. This pattern of running away is consistent with successful grooming. The victim's primary attachment has been displaced towards the perpetrator. David had become the new safe place in her eyes, which is really sad to think about in hindsight. Another thing David desired was surveillance and control. It could be for humor purposes, so take it as context rather than fact. But in January 2024, after they'd started a physical relationship, he posted TikTok with the text on the screen implying a partner telling him that she will swallow an AirTag so he gets to know her every move. It seems playful on the surface, but with the context we have, he's describing a desire for a constant location surveillance over a minor. On January 11th, 2024, David did a Twitch stream, but he had Celeste in full view of his audience, right there in plain sight. She was wearing a hoodie and glasses to perhaps conceal suggestions at her age, and they seemed to be doing a cooking stream.
Oh, that's what it was. She would conceal the age with that big ass hoodie on her thing, and them big ass glasses. Conceal her age, but even there, dog, you could see, bro, she's like a baby in them little things, bro. The frames, the frames of the glasses are not making the situation any, you know what I'm saying? Any like, it doesn't bend the situation towards her favor at all, because them shits is like so big, and with them being so big, it just like it highlights her face being so tiny.
Season it? It's already seasoned, but it's Alfredo.
I'm yet to find the full stream, but something gets said beforehand, and the comments start saying things like, "Pray for his career, chat. You're done for, bro. Nah, you going on the Epstein list. There's no escaping this, bro. Caught you in 4K. All messages that allude to the chat realizing that David is a bro. Allegedly. David reads these comments out aloud and questions Celeste. Are we done? To which Celeste says, we need to.
And I remember him like trying to hide things real quick and just like, you know what I'm saying, be on top of the mask things real quick, like, yo, delete everything, things like that.
Delete this.
Pray for his career, chat. Are we done? Are we
We need to delete this.
Are we Maz, can we delete all VODs?
Oh, it was even her idea to do that.
The stream too.
Bro, it was her idea to do that? Do you think she was like, what is this thing called again? Syndrome, the where you protect your perpetrator. What the fuck is that thing again, man? Stockholm syndrome. Do you think she was Stockholm syndrome with it?
Can we delete?
What?
Can we delete anything? You done for, bro?
It's a
Y'all are
creepy
not
ass
done?
giggle.
Now you going on Epstein? Yo, wait.
You see the instant panic in David because he's tried to keep this relationship a secret, and this was the closest he'd gotten to being exposed. The chat continues with David and Celeste Island trip and David Epstein flight list, but something else gets said, and David puts his hand firmly on Celeste's shoulder and says, "I media trained you," to which she replies, "No, you didn't."
Media
I
trained.
personally don't.
Yo, I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
He says that's controversial, and she questions him with something that almost exposed his secret to
What'd
the
she
world.
say?
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Whoa. Bro, I feel like it's clear that they knew that what they was doing was false, bro. It was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Really good.
Okay,
It was well aware.
Really good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.
Man, you motherfuckers some weirdos, bro, but moment of silence for the incision.